open and transparent trade in Europe and cutting EU red tape. Europe needs reform.
Hello everybody and welcome to my February video blog from Strasbourg. Very exciting here, of course. I'm speaking to you with the news of David Cameron's Brexit negotiations just having broken. I personally have put out my statement on it. I'm delighted with the Prime Minister's achievement. I think he's done a great job. Obviously there are still some details to come, but it's certainly my position that I'll be supporting the Prime Minister and campaigning with him throughout. I'm looking forward to this being a June 23rd referendum. Of course that date's not confirmed, but I think it's best to get this thing done. Let's start talking about some of the real substantive detail. Let's start talking about the reasons why Europe and Britain's membership of Europe is a good thing, and let's talk about some of the negatives and what we can do about them, rather than keep having this phony war backwards and forwards between the two campaigns. So my apologies to you all, because I think over the next few months you're going to get an awful lot of hyperbole from both sides. You're going to get facts and figures thrown at you, some of which will look a bit more believable than others. Depending on what newspaper you read, you will get those facts and figures analysed in certain ways. So it's my intention, starting from this week, on a weekly basis, to send out some fact sheets. And they are fact sheets, they're not facts that have been moulded to my views. We'll be starting on the issue of immigration and moving forward some of the European issues and competencies, and I hope you'll find those helpful. Those of you who are on my email list, you'll be getting those. I also I would like to stress that if there's anything you want to know about Europe and our membership, please get in touch, either by email, through my staff in the UK, who so many of you already know, or indeed by the old-fashioned snail mail or telephone, and I'd be delighted to answer. We will be setting up a series of meetings where I'll be going out and talking about Europe around the region over the next few months, just waiting for the actual date to be agreed, and then those will all be sorted out, and I look forward to meeting you there, having a good robust discussion. So what else is going on here? Well, for me a big one, which is something called RDE, which won't mean much to you, but it's all to do with emissions. It's all to do with those nasty polluting emissions that I'm responsible for the legislation on in Europe. And it really is a very critical vote, because what we have got is some historic agreement between the Commission and the Member States around changing the way we measure emissions. Partly because we want to defeat any of these awful defeat devices that some of the car manufacturers have come up with, but they've only been able to come up with those because of the way in which we test. And if we change that testing to a mobile testing on the street, proper driving conditions, that's what we're after. We will get better and more accurate results, and you, the consumer, will be able to make your choice on what car you drive based on accurate, not just readings on emissions pollutants, also on miles per gallon and on CO2. And at the moment, the numbers you've got, they don't really mean much. Anyone who's ever worked out their MPG knows that. So we want to make sure that we get a new system in as soon as possible. And today, some of the Green and Left elements in the Parliament are trying to scupper that by saying it's not stringent enough. The usual problem in politics of people wanting perfection, and perfection is the enemy of the good. So I'm working on behalf of the good here, and I hope that by the end of today we'll see that that new system is in place, and then we can work towards making it work for us all. So I'll sign off now. Sun's just coming out here in Strasbourg. I hope it is where you are, and I look forward to speaking to you again in March.